Right. Morning. Vienna, am I audible and is the screen seen?
Yes, sir.
Rohin, where were you? You are not present for a few days. Rohin, come in. Rohin, Ashwini, you are also not there. Quite some time. Ashwini Javle, is the screen visible to you? Mohammad Sufyan,
Yes, sir.
is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
All right. I'm going to take a quick class today. I have a meeting at 12 o'clock. Yesterday we spoke about perceptions. You did all the exercise of perceptions. So you know the three things that are important. One is the person, the perceiver, the stimulus, and the recall. Three things are very, very important. Uh, there's something known as absolute threshold and differential threshold. Okay, what is the absolute threshold and what is the differential threshold in perception? Absolute threshold is defined as the lowest level at which an individual can experience a sensation. एकदम कम से कम भी अगर हम लोग आपको एक स्टिमुलस देते हैं तो यू विल सेंस इट very easily. You will sense it. Okay. Now there's an example that is given here, a beautiful example that is given. For instance, the distance at which a driver can note a specific billboard on a highway is that individual's absolute threshold. See, when you're driving on a highway, one person may see a billboard, बड़ा एडवर्टाइजमेंट लिखा हुआ, उसके नजर में आता है लेकिन दूसरे के नजर में नहीं आता है. ये बहुत बार होता है. Many times there are people who have got an absolute threshold of smelling things. बहुत थोड़ा सा बात है तो कोई तो बोलता है मेरे को लगता है कि एलपीजी गैस कहीं तो लीक हो रहा है, मेरे को लगता है कहीं तो टायर जल रहा है, आई फील दैट द मिल्क इज बर्निंग. इवन द स्मॉलेस्ट ऑफ दैट स्टिमुलस can activate a sense of a person, but the same thing may not happen to another person. So this is not the absolute threshold of the senses. Differential threshold is अगर स्टिमुलस में थोड़ा भी डिफरेंस होता है, they can understand. For example, your mother makes, let's say, sambar, okay, and you have eaten the sambar in the afternoon, and a little bit of sambar remains, and she keeps it in the fridge. And evening she removes the sambar and she says, "अरे थोड़ा sambar कम है, थोड़ा से में पानी डाल देंगे, एक दो चम्मच." She puts water in that, and she'll heat it. A fellow who is very good at differential threshold can easily find out the difference of the morning taste and the evening taste. सांबार में से 2 चम्मच पानी डाला हो, बोलेंगे अरे ये थोड़ा सा टेस्ट इसमें सुबह से कम हो गया है. So this is a differential threshold that they can find out the difference between two things. So consumer, when I talk about consumer, what is the use of the differential threshold? अगर थोड़ा भी रेट कम या ज्यादा होता है, they can understand that. When they hold a packet of chips in their hand, we never ever see how many grams it is. I'm sure many of you wouldn't have seen. Sometimes it's very odd number, 330 grams, 320 grams. But a person who is having a differential threshold, he's good at differential threshold, he can easily find out, अरे ये थोड़ा हल्का लिख रहा है, इसमें से थोड़ा सा कम है. He remembers the price of a toothpaste. If you increase the price even 50 paisa, he will say, अरे last time मैंने इसको I had purchased for 23 rupees and now you are charging 23 rupees 50 paisa. वो 50 पैसा भी वो he can differentiate that increase. Whereas a common man may not actually remember at what rate he had taken a toothpaste last month and what is the rate this month. So it's known as a differential threshold. Okay. Then there's something called a subliminal perception. That is, when the stimulus is too weak, बहुत weak है. अभी हमने आपको कल दिखाया, we showed you some figures and all. They were strong stimulus. Sometimes the stimulus is very, very, very weak. Out of 100 people, only 2 or 3 people can find out what is the difference between the pictures. So the stimulus is too weak, still a person can find out the difference. For example, 1 liter दूध में, 1 liter दूध में, okay, I add only 2 spoons of water, 1 liter दूध में. So you can imagine hardly there's anything. 1 liter में. And I give somebody 2 glasses of milk. 2 cups of milk. So almost 5 cups makes 1 liter. So इसमें से 1 कप मैं दूध देता हूँ और वो 1 लीटर में 2 चम्मच पानी डाला था. And another cup of milk where hardly I have not put anything. It's pure milk that I get, the packet milk. So 1 liter I'll boil and give 1 cup. So I've got 2 cups. Some people may not find out the difference at all. Whereas some people can easily find out the difference. Even if it is very, very small, they can find out the difference. Subliminal perception. So when I say this, अगर थोड़ा भी रेट में बदल हो गया, थोड़ा भी टेस्ट में बदल हो गया, थोड़ा भी कलर में बदल हो गया, थोड़ा भी फ्रेग्रेंस और फ्लेवर में बदल हो गया, very, very minute, a person can still judge it. So that is the level of conscious awareness. So subliminal perception. So ऐसे लोग भी रहते हैं जिसका subliminal subconsciously minimal है. Subliminal, जिसका subliminal perceptions existent में रहता है, किसी का differential threshold high रहता है और किसी का absolute threshold high रहता है. तो all the 3 types of people I have, so I have to be very, very careful when I'm making my advertisements, my packaging, and my product weight and my pricing, because I know that these 3 types of people exist in this world. So the dynamic of perceptions we saw yesterday, the exercises. Okay. So the perceptual selection. What does it mean? Which stimulus gets selected depends on 2 major factors in addition to the nature of stimulus itself. Consumers' previous experience as it affects their expectations. पहले कैसा था, अभी कैसा है product. या motives at the time. लास्ट टाइम मैं खरीदी किया था, सिचुएशन अलग था, आज सिचुएशन अलग है, मैं खरीदी करूं या ना करूं. It is selection based. And people will always have expectations. Remember that a consumer will always have expectations of a product. उनका एक परसेप्शन रहता है, सस्ता होना चाहिए, टिकाऊ होना चाहिए, अच्छा दिखना चाहिए. It should not be defective. It should work for me. So these are the exposure, selective exposure. I will come to annotations. We have selective attention. तो मेरे को जो चाहिए, जो stimulus चाहिए, I will adopt that only. Perceptual defense. Consumer subconsciously screen out stimuli that they find psychologically threatening. For example, I use a mosquito coil. Perceptual defense. No, mosquito coil doesn't affect the lungs that much. It's okay. Perceptual defense. But I want to use it. I've seen people standing in cancer hospital. They bring the patient. पेशेंट को कैंसर हॉस्पिटल में अंदर डालते हैं और खुद बाहर ठहर के तंबाकू और टोबैको खाते हैं. आऊंगा गई थी नमक आग बेकंत थे, उसको हुआ है, हमको होना है क्या कैंसर? They are standing in front of a cancer hospital. They have bought a cancer patient. They have put the cancer patient inside, but they are into perceptual defense. Many people have died in corona because of perceptual defense. Why should I wear a mask? I'm very strong. Perceptual blocking. Consumers protect themselves from being bombarded with stimuli by simply turning out, blocking with stimuli. Many times, when you see a lot of commercials coming, when you see a lot of advertisements coming in your Facebook, you'll simply not look at it. You'll block it. If SMS bhi aaya to you'll not look at it. You don't want to see that. There is something called perceptual organization. There are two things here. One is grouping, and the second one is closure. Grouping means you will put all the stimuli, whatever stimuli is there. Stimuli मतलब क्या है? Smell, looks, color, rate, quantity, taste, feel. Everything is stimuli. Advertisement, the man in the advertisement, the lady in the advertisement, ambassador in the advertisement, the music in the advertisement. Everything is stimulus. When they're selling a product, they sell everything. So that is a stimulus. So you group the stimuli unknowingly. You'll not know. You'll group the stimuli and then you'll find out a picture and an impression. So there was a girl earlier, I don't remember, I think it was Airtel, what Bobcat girl was there. She used to come for advertisement. You know? She became very popular. So the moment the people used to see that girl, they say, that is a Airtel. Abhi bhi aata hai beach pe. She wears a mask and comes. No, Airtel Bank ka, the same girl. So see, you unify, you group the stimulus. That girl plus Airtel ka music plus red color, you group this stimuli and then you know that it is an advertisement for Airtel. You make sense out of it. Then there's something that's closure. Many times people need to organize all the stimuli, not some. In grouping, they'll organize only some music, color, that girl बोला था Airtel, खत्म. But sometimes you require to collect all the stimulus, close it. क्लोज इट मीन्स सबको बंद करके उसको पूरे स्टिमुलस को देखने के बाद आपको मालूम पड़ता है कि ये प्रोडक्ट क्या है. इफ समथिंग इज मिसिंग इन दैट, you feel that the advertisement or that product is incomplete. So these are the few things, friends. If you are non-psychology students, you will have to really by heart this. It's not going to be an easy task. Let me simply ask you, what is grouping in consumer perception? What is closure in consumer perception? So these things that I'm explaining, parallelly, if you're writing down the examples, it's good for you. Of course, there are some examples that I've given here of grouping you see here. The overall mood implied by the grouping is stimuli. Let the consumer associate the drinking of tea with romance, fine living, and winter walk. That means, for instance, an advertisement for tea may show a young man and a woman sipping tea in a beautifully appointed room before a blazing hearth. Blazing hearth is वो fire लगाते हैं. The overall mood implied by the grouping is stimuli. तो आपको ना वो सब देख के ना you understand that it is a very romantic setting. People want to drink tea. The room is very nice, fine living. And if the fire is there in the room, that means a winter. On the TV, they'll never show you winter, but they show the hot tea, warm clothes. So how you group stimuli, various stimulus? How you group various stimulus to find some meaning in an advertisement? There is something on a perceptual interpretation, what you did yesterday. किसी ने बोला एक ऑरेंज बॉल छोटा है दूसरे से, किसी ने बोला दोनों सेम है, किसी ने बोला एक लाइन बड़ा है एक लाइन छोटा है. It is a perceptual interpretation, how you look at things. Here, there are a lot of distortions that happen. One is physical appearance. People tend to attribute the qualities they associate with certain types of people or others who resemble them, whether or not they consciously recognize the similarity. Attractive models are likely to be persuasive and have a more positive influence on consumer attitudes and behavior than average looking models. The physical appearance of products often influence consumer judgment. That's why you see Amit ji and Bhika ji. Amit ji aata hai. So you see Amitabh Bachchan giving an advertisement to Bhika ji. Bhika ji का वो क्या है cost? 10 रुपया का है. But still, it's a physical appearance. You have strong people talking about Mountain Dew, Hrithik Roshan. Takes a motorbike, jumps from one cliff to another cliff, and he talks about Mountain Dew. He talks about thumbs up. A fellow jumps from the Giza pyramid, jumps on the balloon, and takes a thumbs up or Coke, whatever it is. Right? So, physical appearance of a person can have a stimulus. It's a stimulus for you to buy the product. Aishwarya first was giving an advertisement for diamonds. Aishwarya was giving for diamonds. But just imagine Bipasha Basu would be advertisement brand ambassador for diamond. It wouldn't go well. So the product and who is doing it, that matters a lot. Hema Malini comes, a very old lady for AquaGuard water. Why? Fair. Once upon a time, she had a great movie called Dream Girl. People know her. She's charming, very healthy, and so the water, health. They did not bring anybody who is fat and plumpy and make her talk about water. So they also select models for specific things. Somebody is very plumpy, and then they select that model and they live life naturally. What you want to do? Eat healthy, be as you are. That is a wellness advertisement. तो एक एक मॉडल एक एक प्रोडक्ट के लिए सुटेबल रहता है. Always it is like that. So something like stereotype. Individuals tend to carry biased pictures of their minds or the meanings of various stimuli. Stereotypes are often reflected in verbal messages. Stereotype means एक बार एक तुम्हारे दिमाग में वो इमेज बैठ गया खत्म. Stereotype. वो अच्छा नहीं है खत्म. और 10 लोग भी आके बोलेंगे नहीं भाई वो अच्छा है नहीं. First impression. देखते ही you start liking the product, or you like a person, or you like a song, or you like a music, you like a color. Another perceptual distortion. Jumping to conclusions. अभी तक sentence complete नहीं हुआ, they'll jump to conclusions. Finished. They don't allow the other person to complete the advertisement, or they don't allow the other person to complete the sentence also. They will have a conclusion remark. Halo effect. Halo effect means you don't look at a product or a person or anything very keenly. कुछ तो एक देख के एक कैरेक्टर देख के यू से इट इज गुड. ಆ ಕೋಲ್ಗೇಟ್ ಆ ಮೊದಲಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಚಲೋ ಐತೆ. हेलो इफेक्ट. उससे अच्छा भी पेप्सोडेंट है. उससे अच्छा दे में भी another 8 or 10 toothpaste. But some one character of a product is so deeply embedded into your head that you conclude what the product is and what the product is going to do for you. That is उसका utility, उसका functionality, operationality is fixed. You will not think about the cost. You won't think about comparing. These are the halo effect. Example again. A man is trustworthy, fine and noble because he looks you in the eye. क्योंकि तुम्हारे आंख में देख के बात करता है, उसके लिए वो ट्रस्टवर्दी है, वो बहुत अच्छा आदमी है, बहुत नोबल है. हेलो इफेक्ट. So these are some of the perceptual distortions that can happen in a consumer. There are a few more things that will end the perception chapter 2, that is the part C. We spoke perceived price ज़्यादा हुआ, कम हुआ, threshold, and subliminal. Perceived quality. ये दूध अच्छा है, ये दूध अच्छा नहीं है, दोनों सेम है, इसमें पानी डाला है, इसमें पानी नहीं डाला है. You can understand that difference. Okay, you can understand that difference, and hence it is differential threshold. Perceived risk is defense. Okay, we call up we call, where is the defense gone? Yeah, perceptual defense. Risk, bad battery ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇದು ಚಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ. You don't want to take the risk. If you want, you will change it. ಏ ತಗೋಬಹುದು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಏನಾಕೈತಿ, we can take, nothing will happen. Simply they'll be giving that ad. I told you the example of tobacco and cancer. So there's some types of risk in the syllabus. So how do people consider risk? Whether the risk of money, risk of use, risk of effect. I will buy something for hair growth. रिस्क है, मैं लगाया लेकिन instead of my hair fall stopping, it falls more and I get some reaction. The risk is there. This risk you study very well. Whereas where there's price risk, you will not matter more. It will not matter more. At the most you lose money, but you will not lose your hair. नहीं कॉस्टली है लेकिन अगर रिएक्शन हो तो मैं उसको स्टॉप करता हूँ. You won't bother about that risk of money. So there could be risk of various risk associated with cost, quality of product, type of product, how the product works, after effect of the product. And this risk you require to handle it. Many times people buy products, but when they start using it, they feel it risky. They stop using it. Many people do not buy things, forget using it. They don't buy things because खरीदने के पहले उनको रिस्क लगता है. Bad battery, who will buy that? Forget it. Let's not do it. So people behave in different ways when it comes to the perception of a product or perception of a service. So the notes are already sent to you. Again, I am reiterating, friends, you have to by heart a lot of things. Psychology is like that. Part of the syllabus is okay, you can do it, but part of the syllabus you have to use these words and you have to by heart. Start doing it right away, because consumer behavior is something not which is a very light-hearted subject. And on that we are online. Yet I think we are doing better than an offline class because I get more time to talk and show you things. The notes are available for offline. I would have never given you notes. You know, I only give you points. But this time I've given you the notes. So there are a few points. Be well prepared. See the question papers of last 3 years. At least 50% of the questions would be similar because there is nothing else that one can ask. You have to do it. The second eye is fast approaching. Please start studying and get prepared. So tomorrow we have another class. I will either take consumer behavior or I will go in for, I think I'll take consumer behavior only and complete the part B, that is the personality and the personality type. That was very interesting. And only after I complete that, we'll go in for the retail management because we are going in quite fast. So I'm taking I'm going a little slow. So I can understand. For me, no problem. I can sit there and continue another 40 minutes. But so much time for you people also to be on the screen is not good. So we're working out the strategy where You have to solve things, you attend more, and very theoretical. We are trying to see that you get the best in the given time, but you also do not strain yourself. So I have a meeting now. So thank you very much, and we will meet again tomorrow with the regular class.